How's it going, everybody? Let me check volume. Um, Turn it up. There we go. Whew. So, when you look at October 19th in Gematria, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, spelled out, I always believe in spelling it out perfectly, not 19 or 19 or anything. The proper spelling. It does come to, in the simple Gematria, leave the world behind. And that had release dates of December 8th, October 25th, and November 22nd. November 22nd was the JFK date, so it's definitely signaling. October 25th came to nothing really that I saw, but the December 8th date did. It's 97 in the weeks. 97th verse is white is the opening of the seal. It's 681 days. We know 681 is his name and the same cipher of Antichrist, which is reverse reduction, one of the four base ciphers. That's a big deal. The 11/22 date, which is the, anniversary of JFK, that didn't really come to much. 697, 699 on rising. If you include both dates to the rising day, it is that perfect 7-0. All right, what else? The opening of the Twin Towers was 404. Amount of verses in the Book of Revelation on April 4th, 1973 is the official opening of the Twin Towers. On the day that we now have number one on the list of when the twins would disappear, it's a palindrome, 19191 on the 19th. And don't forget, the illness was marked with the number 19. What else? The flower full moon, which opened which was the Lotus opening when Obama started sweating in IPEC GOAT. That flower full moon was delivered by a total solar eclipse, which was Lily. And that total solar, which was the new moon that delivered this flower full moon, was on 4/20/2023. Here it is, May 5th, which represents rising. When we run it to the rising day of 10/21, it's a perfect 900 days. 21,600 hours, 216 coded, which is 6 times 6 times 6, and or James Bond's car tag. Um, that's somebody's birthday. Oh, Brad Pitt. If you run Brad Pitt, which he represents the beast rising from the pit. Remember, he did World War Z and all this good stuff. He's 22,588. So on Rising Day, 88. It's 22,586 on the 86ing day. Brad Pitt is a direct smash hit. Direct smash. Smish, shmish, smash, smash, shmish. Smash hit. One thing I did want to look at, I'm not sure if I have. I'm sure that I have. Okay. We did. We went over that previous video. All right. What else? That's a personal cipher. All right. Was there anything else on this date that we're looking at? That was the Donnie Darko release date. It's 9/11 was coded. That's previous video. We did all that. I'm sure all that's already documented previous video. All right. So hang on just a quick second. So Ace Frehley was coded with brain bleed, which when the Antichrist gets that right eye wound, or the twin or the clone gets it, can rest assured the brain will be bleeding. Ace Frehley brain bleed. Ace Frehley, it specifically states brain bleed right there. Brain bleed. He's on life support. Well, he's dead now. Okay. Yeah, I thought he died. I was just reading the headline. Did it really happen? Well, we're not going to speculate on that. LOL. So Ace Frehley to this 19th date, 38, 88, 86 in the weeks. 3886. All the numbers combined. 38, which is death and murder, depending on which one of the four base ciphers you're looking at. 88 is his last name in simple gematria. 86 means to eliminate. 3886 in the weeks. Ace Frehley to this 19th date that we're looking at. So the Daniel Craig James Bond, which gave us No Time to Die at the end. On 11/17, per the Zechariah 11/17 Bible verse, it was the release date of Casino Royale, his first of 5 movies as James Bond. Believe it or not, on the 19th, 6,911 days. 9/11 coded. Wow. Like, what? Yeah, that's the USA release date, and it's 144 minutes too, representing the End Times Church. What in Z world? What in the world? What in the world? What in the world? Um, what else did I have? Let's go through some items here. No, I can't remember what that was. Oh, I had Forrest Gump up here. That I know what that is. That's a personal cipher. It's gigantic also. What did I have up here? What did I have? What did I have? What did I have? I had other stuff up here. Where is it at? Might be on the wrong page. We're going to assume it's on the wrong page. Well, Forrest Gump. There it is. Forrest Gump to 10/19. 31 years, 3 months, 13 days. First of all, yes, that's a palindrome, but it's a double 313 code. The Zapruder film frame 313 was the deadly headshot. And we remember on 313, which is when the Los Estados Unidos leader put the Los Estados Unidos country on LOCKDOWN, because 2 days previous, on 3/11, it was declared by that rock band. Remember the rock band, The Who? It was declared a earthly illness. 311 is opposite 911 on a circular calendar. 11/3 is the opening of One World Trade Tower. 311 opposite 9/11. 9/11 was really about 7/11 because September was once the seventh month, like October, Octagon, Octopus was once the eighth month, November the 9th, December the 10th, decade, decameter, so on and so forth. Most countries write the date backwards, so it was really about Revelation 11:7, wasn't it? Opposite 311 there, yeah. So 11,428. Remember, 428 is the opening of the Bullet Building, the Gherkin. What else? So Christopher Nolan's company is called SynCopy. Instead of SIN, it's SYN. It opened on 2/27, 2001. You know, the Space Odyssey year. A perfect 9,000 days. 216,000 hours. We just had a 900 earlier. So you're getting these nines, aren't we? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Stormy Daniels, March 17th, 1979. Did I already do that? Stormy Daniels, March 17th, 1979. The murder year, 79, my graduation year. Notice 19, the date 19th, 1979. It was the year I graduated. Stormy Daniels, 17,018 days old. 17018. Folks, 718, drop the zero. 718 is the release date of The Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises came out on 720. Guess how old Stormy Daniel is on the rising day? 17,020 or 1,720. Wow. They connected Stormy Daniels directly to it. Elton John, Rocket Man, Wikipedia. That was the name of that film. If you go to the song, it's April 17th, 1972. April 17th, 1972. It's decent ciphers, nothing big. Um, that just popped in my head to do. That wasn't part of the prep. Sorry about that. Mm, 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 mm. Hang on just one more second. Sicario, which featured The Beast, May 19th, September 18th release date, so it's 121 minutes. The song was The Beast, that's what it was called. It's 121 minutes. 121 is Antichrist and Simple Gematria. Sicario on its May 19th. I guess that's a premiere. Yeah, at Cannes Film Festival. It's 386. Death, murder, and 86ing to the 19th. It's 3808 or 3888 code on Rising Day. 3,806 days. 3,808 days. That's off the charts gigantic. September 18th, Sicario wide release 3684 to 3686 Rising. Remember 68 is reversal of 86, but 68 is also his name in the same cipher that we have Antichrist. I believe that's reverse reduction, as stated earlier. By the way, it's 121 months. 121 months in one day. 121 months and 3 days on Rising. Sicario. Gigantica. Like, wow. It's super mind-blowing, man. Goodness gracious, the Twin Towers being that palindrome, double 19s, 19191, and this takes place on 1019, if we're correct. These are big deals. These are big deals. Big deals. All right, let's get on with the Bible study. By the way, I know on previous video we mentioned that the Gherkin, the bullet building, is a 37 progression. I mean, my goodness. 428, 2004. We told you about the 428. 428, 2004. I'm sure I already did this. Um, just to go through it one more time. 7844. 44, 404 verses, Revelation 44 coded. 212 progressions. Area code 212. The Bullet Building, not in New York City, in the city of London. The World's End. Not Leave the World Behind, The World's End. USA release date. Anyway, getting on with tonight's study. By the way, Book of Daniel, Jaden Daniels is that perfect 680, 68 to the 80-16 day, 682 to the rising day. He won the He Is Man trophy. Who is man? Satan is now man. Jaden Daniels' birthday. Brad Pitt's, that's that 121 fused with 18, December 18th, 2000. December 18th. How come I can't get rid of that? There we go. December 18th, 2000. And 9071, then 9073. Nothing big there with this birthday. But winning that Heisman or the He Is Man, perfect. That was perfect. All right. Let's check volume. Get on with tonight's study in the Book of Daniel. I mean, Book of Daniel made me think of Jaden Daniel. Sorry about that. All right, anyway. But as for me, the secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have. Again, this is Daniel saying the Lord gave it to me, of course. And like we always say, if we ever do get the date right in advance, that would be the Lord giving it to us. All the times that we've speculated and been incorrect, obviously that wasn't anything from the Lord. But as for me, it's a hobby we do. It's just it keeps us focused on what's coming. It keeps everybody else focused. And people are starting to understand it now more and more. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes, that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. You, king, you saw and behold this great image, which brightness was excellent, and it stood before you. And the form of it was terrible, emotionally in your dream. This image's head of fine gold, its breast and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of brass, legs of iron, and his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that stone was cut without it. This is God winning, cut without hands, which smote the image, and his feet were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. It's God destroying the final kingdom. Then was the iron and the clay and the brass and the silver and the gold broken in pieces together, became like chaff on the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth, which of course is God's kingdom at judgment. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. You, O king, are a king of kings, for the God of heaven have given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. Let's move on to the John study. Remember, we're in column 2, one column at a time on my dad's old King James, end time study, and then a New Testament study. He that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory, but he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true. In other words, give God always the glory in anything to do with your salvation. These free will decisions are deeply satanic. And no unrighteousness is in him. Did not Moses give you the law, and yet none of you keepeth this law? Why go ye about to kill me? The people answered and said, Thou hast a devil who goeth about to kill thee. Jesus answered and said unto them, I have done one work, and ye all marvel. Moses therefore gave unto you circumcision, not because it is of Moses, but of the fathers. And ye on the Sabbath day circumcise a man. If a man on the Sabbath day receives circumcision, that the law of Moses should not be broken, are ye angry at me because I have made a man, I healed a man on the Sabbath day? So they're talking about, well, you do circumcision if it falls on the eighth day to keep the law of Moses. You're performing a circumcision on the Sabbath. How come I can't heal somebody on the Sabbath? Basically, what's the difference? So Jesus then said, Judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Then said some of them of Jerusalem, Is not this he whom they seek to kill? But lo, he speaketh boldly, and they say nothing unto him. Do the rulers know indeed that this is the very Christ? Howbeit we know this man whence he is, but when Christ cometh, no man knoweth whence he is. Then cried Jesus in the temple, as he taught, saying, Ye both know me, and ye know whence I am, and I am not come of myself, but he that sent me is true, whom ye know not. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.